Hello, everyone. Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening to everyone watching from all parts of the world visiting us today. My name is Sadok Cervantes, and I'm your host and the managing director of Leangap. And it is my pleasure to welcome you to Leangap's Demo Day 2021 edition. For the people that are first-time visitors to Leangap, we are thrilled to have you here. The world of technology and entrepreneurship is amazing, but it can also be daunting. And it is our hope that through this event, you get to know more about the industry, how it works, and what it takes to launch something into the world. Here at Leangap, we turn ambitious teenagers into startup founders. Our program offers a hands-on approach to launching a real startup, with classes rarely consisting of lectures. Instead, we believe in guiding students through an execution-based curriculum that focuses on product building, client acquisition, fundraising, and pitching. Leangap's unique approach doesn't really rely on simulations. The young entrepreneurs you'll meet here have experienced entrepreneurship in the real world, allowing them to cultivate the crucial skills of successful founders like leadership, creativity, public speaking, and more. Our schedule and curriculum are flexible to accommodate the challenges that each team will face throughout their journey, unlike similar programs that give canned lectures to accommodate overcrowded classes. In contrast, our classes are small in size, which results in tailored attention to each carefully selected student, and a unique program modeled after a startup incubator. The teenagers you'll see here have not only grown their companies, but they have grown as human beings as well. They are stronger, more confident, and more resilient than ever. And I can speak for all mentors when I say that we're very proud of each and every one of them for how far they have come in just a few weeks. We really can't wait to see what they'll do next. Every year we receive over 1,200 applications from more than 20 countries. These teenagers come from all backgrounds with multiple and varied talents, and we take great care of selecting the ones with the necessary passion, skill, and drive to push through all the challenges that entrepreneurship will throw at them. In 2015, we embarked on this journey with 40 students, and it's been a remarkable experience since then for everyone that attends. These students accomplish what many people, even in their adulthood, cannot: conquer their fears and launch a product or service that can impact real world. The students consciously choose to be uncomfortable because they know growth only occurs in a state of discomfort. Leangap is fun, but Leangap is also real. And with reality comes frustration, anger, anxiety, fear towards yourself, towards your teammates, and even towards your customers. For our students, college won't be an anxious experience. Launching a business won't come with fears and self-doubt. Getting a job won't be as difficult because now they are better suited to face the real world and its challenges. They have broken the bubble that our flawed school system has put around them. Leangap really is one of the most impactful things a teenager can do. Our alumni have grown into successful startup founders, venture capitalists, prominent community leaders, outstanding businessmen and women, brilliant students at Ivy League colleges, remarkable members of top tech companies, and now it's turn for the class of 2021 to leave their mark. First, let's meet the judges that will confront our young entrepreneurs. First, we have Pim DeWitt. He's the co-founder and CEO at Metal.tv. Metal.tv is one of the fastest growing gaming startups in San Francisco, in United States, and the world. They are one of the few businesses that, even with the pandemic, they have continued to grow, which is amazing and really speaks to Pim's leadership. He is a former technical director at Doctors Without Borders, and he's also an angel investor and startup advisor. Thank you, Pim, for being here. Next, we have Marisa Louis. Marisa is currently a senior director of UX design at Pandora and SiriusXM, one of the two biggest music companies in the world. She is also the co-founder of Animodals, one of the most funded toys in crowdfunding history, which again, I think it's really amazing. She is a former director at Yahoo, Apple, and Expedia. And we're really glad to have her here. She's been with us or like supporting our entrepreneurs for several years now, and we are very grateful that Marisa is giving it forward. You know, like all her experience in entrepreneurship, in being a female founder as well in the industry. So thank you very much, Marisa, for being here. Next, we have Neil Kozla. Neil is the co-founder and CEO of Curai, one of the biggest healthcare companies related to machine learning and AI. He's also the co-founder of Coco, which is a Y Combinator company. And as we know, Y Combinator is one of the biggest, if not the biggest, startup incubator in the world, accelerator in the world. He's been investing in startups since 2013, and he is a Stanford alum and a Google alum. So his experience with early stage startups is really impressive and is welcome here. So thank you, Neil, for being here with us. And finally, we have Yoav Zimet. He's the founder and CEO of Rhythm. Rhythm is one of the most installed applications in Discord. He has over 20 million installs across all platforms. And because of his experience in the startup world, he became an angel investor. And that's why we have him here to really, again, have that early stage experience, and so that he can pass it on to our entrepreneurs. So thank you, Yoav, for being here. All of our judges have their jobs, they run their companies. So we are really grateful that they are giving us a couple of hours of their very valuable time to be here and really support our young entrepreneurs. So let's go with the first company. They'll pitch for a set amount of time, and then after the pitch, the judges will ask questions, and after they are done, we'll move on to the next company. So let's start with the first one.
Hi, I'm Paulina.
And I'm Will, and we are Dubium's co-founders.
Today we're presenting Dubium, the online platform for students to give and receive feedback from their peers and experts. I want you to picture this. Remember that time at school when you struggled on an assignment? Some of your classmates understood the topics, but you didn't ask for feedback because you thought to yourself, will they say I'm dumb? Or when you finally get the courage to ask for help on your projects and the comments you received were vague and confusing. Well, I know that happened to me. And because of the lack of feedback I got on my literature final essay, I received a subpar grade on my junior year English midterm.
We're talking with dozens of our peers and analyzing the perspectives. We concluded that the main three issues students face while asking for feedback are the discomfort of reaching out, flawed communication, and sugarcoating, and that there is no truly efficient or truly supportive platform for students to receive quality feedback that is needed to improve their projects.
So at Dubium, we came up with a solution, an online platform where students create and sustain a trusted network of peers and experts to receive feedback from.
So how does this work? So here you see we have a dashboard where users will be able to see their projects and their whole network. And we also have the option to join groups. And once they join a group, the user can see the fellow members and post within this forum, as well as being able to post by providing the title and the following content they wish to get feedback on.
Our business model works under a freemium scheme. New users are encouraged to join and operate the site for free. However, some of our best features are exclusive for premium users. For only $4.99 a month, students can get priority exposure to verified users and experts, integration with other platforms, as well as an early access to all other features.
Currently, we have already obtained 46 unique users as well as 16 active groups.
And as we look at the future, our team has developed a one-year plan for the company. By September 2021, we aim to obtain 1,000 unique users and an active participation of 15 public groups.
By November, we are confident about obtaining a minimum of 10,000 users and 1,000 experts, so that by January of 2022, we will be able to double the number of experts and quadruple the number of users.
These milestones point towards our biggest goal, getting 1% of the US high schoolers on board by July next year. So now you might be wondering, is this growth feasible? And the answer is yes. The coronavirus pandemic accelerated a market that will only grow in the next few years.
Education technology is growing at an exponential 16.3% annually and will only grow 2.5 times in the next 6 years, showing a large room for growth. Furthermore, there's a gap in the market since our competitors such as Reddit and Quora users offer accessibility and community, while Dubium provides the same features but has a sense of reliability. Chegg and PeerGrade, on the other hand, have reliability and accessibility, however lack this sense of social networking.
Now you might be wondering, why us? Well, our team offers an extensive range of skills, including active people within the writing and academia communities, to proficient content creators.
Second, we have faced the struggle firsthand, so we really know the impact that lack of quality feedback on projects and other assignments can have on a student's performance.
So what do we need to develop Dubium's full potential fully? We're looking for a seed investment of $24,000, which will be spent on the following areas.
In the next 6 months, we are planning to direct $11,000 towards product and website development, $8,000 towards marketing, and $5,000 to other operative expenses. Moreover, we are aiming towards a 30% conversion rate to premium users, and based on those numbers, we would be able to get your investment back by January of 2022.
So in conclusion, the lack of quality feedback, it's preventing students from performing at their best, affecting their relationship with school and even future career opportunities. Our solution is simple, yet powerful at helping students deal with the main issues they face while receiving feedback. And lastly, as the education technology market expands, so do our opportunities. What are you waiting for? Let's improve students' performance one comment at a time. Thank you.
Thank you, Dubium. So now we'll open it to questions from the judges, and we'll do 3 minutes for that.
So my first question would be, you were mentioning pretty high growth numbers. What marketing efforts do you think will bring you there?
I'll take that question. So first of all, we're trying to focus, we're planning on focus on social media marketing since we are targeting Gen Z, and there's like the place where we can find them. Also, we're really looking forward to use sites such as TikTok and Instagram, just like to facilitate the communication to our users. And since the usage of our platform is free at the beginning, I think that way we can have like a large adoption reach.
Pretty interesting. My second question would be, how do you kind of plan to start? I think there will be a lot of importance on kind of the circulation of things. If I put up a post and I don't really get any comments, I'm not really incentivized to use the platform again. So I'm kind of wondering how you plan to start that circulation and get people to comment on people's work in the beginning where there aren't a lot of users on the platform?
Yeah, okay, I'll take that. So we plan on establishing a partnership with companies such as like Crimson Education, to really build that user base, and through that those partnerships, we hope to build a larger community, and that I hope will solve that circulation problem.
Yeah. Also, we're looking forward to incentivize our users to comment on each other's post by attributing I forgot the word, volunteer hours for users that comment actively on other people's posts.
Got it. That's all from me. I'll let Marissa go.
Thank you.
Awesome. Great presentation, Will and Paulina. I'm curious about why wouldn't customers just use existing social media platforms like Facebook groups or WhatsApp, and just invite their friends that are already there?
Okay, I'll take this one too. So essentially, the problem we saw with going into these Facebook groups and like WeChat groups was that like oftentimes students faced with in situations where their peers did not really know how to give really good critique on like assignments or projects they had. So we try to provide this platform that will give these specific students critique and feedback that they will truly appreciate and will be more valuable to them.
Can you tell me more about how you're going to ensure the higher quality feedback? Is it the questions that you ask? Is it the format of the product? How exactly will you get that high quality feedback? Because sometimes getting feedback is just about asking the right questions and also specific to the actual work itself.
Yeah, I'd like to take that. So basically, we start our product with the belief that every single person has like a different perspective and a different point of view, and then they can really add to others' work by giving that perspective. But as you mentioned, like the problem is that maybe they're not following a certain format or a certain rubric to give those type of comments. So like the solution to that problem will be first, like in our platform, we're planning to add like this section in which the user who's asking for feedback is able to specifically request and upload their rubrics, just to say specifically in which categories they want to be judged on or comment on. And second, we're also planning on like provide resources for our users to learn more on how to provide this effective feedback.
Awesome. I have a second question, and I'll pass the mic to any other judges who want to ask. So when I was seeing this, I was wondering, there's in different classes, there's often kind of similar homework, even if students are going to completely different schools or even different schools around the world. And I wonder how you would deal with the issue of plagiarism. Let's say that people are like, oh, let's share all our college entrance essays or whatever it is, right? So how would you address that?
Yeah. So essentially, we have options to, especially for something as like a college admission essay. I think most students would want to make that private. So you're able to join specific groups that you have people that you trust, and you're also able to contact experts, and you're able to post specifically to these people instead of having to post completely publicly on the site itself.
What if people want to use it for plagiarism and sharing their homework for others to copy? Are you okay with that?
I mean, I think the whole purpose of the site itself is not really to just give the answer, but just guide the person in the right direction instead.
Yeah, and like if we're going to focus on plagiarism, two ideas coming to mind. First, we'll need to figure out a really good legal strategy in order to protect ourselves from those type of issues. And also, like, there's already the internet, so people already share their essays, their work through other platforms. So I feel like we're just going to be we definitely need to focus on how are we going to solve that problem, but still, like, the problem is there, and yeah, like it won't be unique for us.
Thanks.
Thank you, Marisa.
Cool. Thank you very much, judges. So let's move on to the next team, please.
Hello, my name is Vedant.
And I'm Jasmine.
And today we'll be presenting Boxy, our service that delivers party supplies right to your doorstep. To start with, what is the first thing that comes to your mind when you think about a party? For me, it looks something like this picture right over here. People having fun, plenty of decorations and food everywhere, overall a really stress-free and energetic environment. However, what you don't see here is the hours and hours of work that party host had to spend to prepare for these celebrations. In fact, for an average American, just planning the party and buying the supplies takes up to 5 hours, making a day that is supposed to be happy and filled with joy into something that's stressful and somewhat similar to a work day. This highlights the two main problems that millions of Americans face while planning for a party. One, picking out supplies for celebrations, and two, searching for each of these items individually from aisle to aisle and store to store, both of which are time consuming and super stressful.
And that's where Boxy comes in to save the day. We provide an all-in-one party box that accommodates every celebration, so you don't have to worry about party planning. Here are a few of the party themes that we have available right now: birthday Boxy, Halloween Boxy, and summer Boxy. Once you order, everything will be packed together in a box and delivered straight to your door.
And this is how we do it. Here's a quick demo of our website, where our customers would buy their boxies. The steps are quite simple. All it takes is just one click to get from the home page to the product, and another click to checkout. And there, you're set for a perfect party.
So, why Boxy? When it comes to party supplies, the customer typically looks at two main factors: the cost and the time it takes to purchase supplies. When compared to retail stores, such as Party City, we are more convenient, with an all-in-one box shipped to the customer's door. We also beat other party box services by being more affordable and all-inclusive, overall putting us above competition.
So how exactly do we make money? We price each boxy at $50 a piece, and they cost us $30 plus $8 shipping, giving us a profit margin of around $12 per boxy. Although the margins may seem low right now, in the future, we plan to reduce our cost by sourcing in bulk from manufacturers. We also give our customers the option of picking a subscription plan. They can purchase either a 3, 4, or 5 bucksy subscription, where the more you buy, the more you save.
The party supplies market has great potential. It is growing at a rate of 8.8% per year and will reach around $20 billion by 2027, nearly double the market size from 2019. Because of the growing market size, we managed to obtain 11 sales and $487 in revenue within the past 3 days alone, through social media and connecting with party enthusiasts. With the traction we have so far, we needed a plan moving forward. Our plan is to create at least 10 more party themes for major holidays, launch a Kickstarter for additional funding, source products from manufacturers, and offer shipping globally by early 2022. In order to make this happen, we need $30,000, which will go to running Facebook ads to broaden our audience, sourcing new boxies through manufacturers, and running day-to-day team operations.
Our team is best for this business because we are all party enthusiasts and we have thorough experience, right from e-commerce, social media marketing, and branded content creation too. All crucial skills for Boxy.
In conclusion, We provide an all-in-one stress-free party experience, along with a convenient and unique subscription model that makes party hosting more accessible. Thank you so much for your time, and let's open a box of happiness together.
Thank you, Boxy. I'm going to open it up to judges.
Hey, folks. I wanted to ask a little bit about pricing. You mentioned that you folks are a lot cheaper than the other options out there. How are you thinking about achieving that? And, where is that cost savings coming from?
I think for the competitors, they are marking up their products really high. And so we're profiting less from it compared to them.
We can't hear anything. Can you repeat?
Wait, me or Jefferson?
The answer to what the judge asked.
Oh, okay. Oh, so I said that compared to competitors, we are cheaper or we are more affordable in terms of the fact that we are profiting less as compared to them because they're marking up their products higher than what we are doing.
Got it.
Yeah.
Any other questions?
Hey, can you hear me?
Hi.
Hello?
Hi.
Hey, I was curious, could you tell me a little bit more about your team and why you're uniquely positioned to execute on this problem?
Okay, so basically our team is full of party lovers, and that's why we decided to go with Boxy, because we do believe that parties should be available and accessible to everyone, and that's not currently the case for the market because it's very high up. It's a very high cost to start parties and host them, and that's why we really wanted to execute Boxy to make it more accessible and affordable for everyone to enjoy because we all love parties.
Okay, thank you.
Yep.
Thank you, Kim. Anyone else? Cool. Thank you very much, Boxy. Let's go to the next team.
Thank you.
Hi, everyone. I'm Annie,
And I'm Wally.
and we're co-founders here at Zengage. So meet Daniel. He's the CMO at iBuyPower, a gaming PC company. He has a budget of $100,000 to sponsor Twitch streamers to promote their new PCs. Daniel's goal is to build positive brand awareness for iBuyPower, but he has the insufficient tools to see how Twitch streamers are actually talking about iBuyPower. Imagine spending $100,000 on streamers who talk negatively about your product. Brands don't know if their Twitch sponsorships are actually driving positive engagement.
And that's where Zengage comes in. Here at Zengage, we use marketing science to help you figure out how your brand is being perceived, either in a positive or a negative way. We do this by providing creator sentiments, audience sentiments, and universal metrics. Our creator sentiments are a speech-to-text analysis of each brand mentioned by the creator, and we grade the sentiment of this mention on a scale from very negative to very positive. Our audience sentiments are how the audience reacts to the product, and brands give keywords relevant to their campaign, and our software combs through the comments in the Twitch chat to find statements with these keywords. One example of this would be with the PC company iBuyPower. Keywords for them would be words like PC, IBP, iBuyPower, or laptop. Also, we grade the sentiment just like with creator sentiments on a scale from very negative to very positive. And lastly, the last type of analytics we provide are universal metrics, such as views, engagement rate, and time streamed. This gives insight into the overall effectiveness of the sponsorship. And here's a demo of our easy-to-use and reactive web app. All of the information is right at your fingertips, with the first slide being info that shows universal metrics. The second slide, clips, shows the creator sentiment, with the last slide, comments, showing the audience sentiment.
With this model we have here at Zengage, gaming sponsorships are made low risk. Now Daniel can trust the streamers he's paying because he knows what they're saying about iBuyPower and how their audience is reacting to it. The opportunity in the gaming industry is huge and booming right now. It was worth $160 billion in 2020, and it's predicted to be worth $268 billion by 2025. Out of the large streaming industry around $60 billion, we can confidently obtain around $110 million. And there's currently 9.5 million active Twitch streamers. With the rise of creators, there's been a huge rise in the number of Twitch sponsorships, which is why now is the time to ensure quality brand sponsorships on Twitch.
Our business model here at Zengage is a subscription model. Firstly, there's a 1-month free trial, and then there's 2 plans. A 6-month plan with a cost of $8,800 and a yearly plan at a cost of $16,000, which gives a significant discount. So far, we have conducted 8 calls for user research and have got 3 demos since we launched 48 hours ago. Also, on top of that, we already have 1 beta tester over at Community Gaming. Moving forward with our company, we plan to acquire 15 loyal customers by the end of 2021 and to acquire 30 loyal customers by the end of 2022. Our ask to do this is $120,000 to go towards back-end development and additional expenses.
Our team is the perfect group of people to execute on ensuring brand quality sponsorships because we're all incredibly passionate about the creator economy. We have social media marketers, avid gamers, creator economy strategists, and experts in the data and analytics market. In conclusion, gaming brands struggle to track positive engagement with Twitch sponsorships. Zengage offers creator sentiments, which allows brands to know what their sponsored creators are saying about their product, audience sentiments, which allows brands to see how the Twitch creators' audience is reacting, and also universal metrics, which offer a bird's eye view into the creators' analytics. Thank you so much, and let's ensure gaming sponsorship impact together.
Can you tell me more about how the sentiment analysis technology works? Is it going to be done manually? Is it going to be done using proprietary software? What is your kind of competitive moat to prevent others from just copying this idea?
Yeah, good question. So Wally's actually our backend developer. So Wally, do you want to take this question?
Yes, so the way I can answer it right now, currently we're going to be doing it manually, the sentiment analysis, but we plan to use a machine learning program to rank the sentiment in the future.
Yeah, I think I noticed on the team slide, you have a lot of marketing and sales and community kind of people, and I wonder, you know, what was your thought about not investing more on actually the technology and machine learning aspect first and nailing that before kind of piling on the marketing?
Yeah, that's a good question. I can answer that one. So I think that in terms of our ask on our slide, we're looking to hire more developers and people that are into that because we do see a gap in our team. So that's really a gap that we want to fill because right now we don't have like a ton of developers. Like Wally is our main one. So that is a big problem that we see right now. So we plan to hire more people and narrow down who we have on our team.
Can you clarify manually? You mean you're actually manually going through the text? Or do you mean you're using like a Google API or something?
Currently manually, yeah, we're manually ranking the sentiments.
So how do you manually rank the sentiments? Can you run me through the method of doing that?
Like, for example, if you have a comment that says, oh, this gaming PC is cheap, then that's obviously, that's going to be ranked positively. And if you have something saying that, oh, these gaming or like this product is really bad, then we can do that negatively.
I see. So you collect the data automatically, then you have like a dashboard where you go positive, negative.
Yes.
Right.
And actually, the more data that we've collected, the easier it's going to be in the future to actually make a machine learning program to do the work for us.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Hi, can you guys hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Awesome. So I expect there will be a very high volume of comments, and correct me if I'm wrong, but that will probably end up being very expensive to do manually since you would need kind of all the kind of people sitting down and analyzing every comment. Don't you guys think it would be a better idea to invest in the machine learning side of things before kind of doing the manual?
Yes.
Yeah,
Well,
that's our ideal situation. I can answer this one. So on our team, we've definitely seen that gap, and a big part of our budget is going to be towards app development because right now, the reason why we wanted to do things manually is that we can do things for our beta testers that we initially have, but our goal is to have an automatic machine learning software as soon as possible, because doing it manually isn't our ideal solution. We would not purely enjoy that.
Got it. Thank you.
Cool. Any last questions from the judges? Thank you, Zengage.
Hi, my name is Roxy and I'm from Rescraper.
Hello, my name is Lauren. I'm also from Rescraper, which is a community marketplace for secondhand art supplies.
So let's say you're an artist like Rachel. Rachel's a local crafter and small business owner in Seattle, Washington. She's experiencing, however, 3 main problems which are common throughout the entire art community.
Rachel's issues currently start off with her scrap pile currently building up. So this is all the past material that has accumulated from her past projects, and she feels really guilty throwing them away as they are reusable items. Therefore, she's trying to currently sell them on Facebook Marketplace or Facebook groups and Etsy chats, but those tend to be incredibly chaotic and take way too much time to connect from buyer to seller for that specific material.
So Rachel's problems here can really be summed up into 2 words: accessibility and satisfaction. The first issue here is accessibility. There's no current platform or marketplace that's catered to all kinds of crafters like Rachel. And our other issue here is satisfaction. There are crafters like Rachel who aren't really satisfied with the current retail prices of their materials, and they often have a tough time affording supplies.
And as someone who has worked with crochet and craft clubs in the past, I've seen how limited their budget is, and I've also witnessed them struggling to maintain and source their materials while having it be secondhand and affordable.
Therefore, we present Rescraper as the ultimate solution. People can buy and source other people's art scraps.
The first step is as simple as conveniently uploading your listings. So here is a picture of the listing template that you're going to have to fill out. And once you post it, it'll go live. And as soon as someone purchases it, you'll have your profit.
Or say you're a rescrapper buying products from resellers. The item you're purchasing is cheaper than retail price, and it's often taking it off of someone's hands. It's a win-win situation. So take a look at our demo showing just how easy it is to navigate through our site.
So when you go on our homepage, you can take two different routes depending on if you're a rescrapper or a reseller. If you're a reseller, the first thing you'll most likely want to go to is the product area where you can post your listing and fill out this description. However, if you are a rescrapper and you're currently looking to buy the secondhand material, you would go to our shop by department categories and then choose whichever one fits your needs, find your listing, and add it to cart. And once you've added it to cart, you can go ahead and check out. And at checkout, we have multiple different forms of payment that we accept, so choose whichever one is more convenient towards you.
However, throughout this presentation, you might be wondering, what makes us special? What makes us different? What makes Rescraper any different from eBay, Etsy, Mercari, or Facebook Marketplace?
The answer is honestly quite simple: community. We're building an equally demanded and balanced community as seen through the statistics here. So 4 out of 5 rescrappers or people who are willing to buy the material are looking for a marketplace where they can find these resellers. 2 out of 3 resellers are willing to supply that material. So there is a two-way relationship and not a one-sided one.
So moving on to our business model and how we'll generate revenue, we collect a 10% portion of every transaction made via Rescraper. This fee is actually on the lower side compared to the competition, which typically goes up to 15%.
And as for future growth, we are starting off with the base of 49% of reselling or recycling crafters. So there are 49% of crafters that are currently into recycling, and therefore, while targeting them, we're looking at a timeline that by end of 2021, we'll have a target number of 15,000, and by 2022, doubling that number at 30,000. And within the past 4 days, we've already had 11 sales, 16 vendors, and 54 customers. So as you can see, the demand is being shown here as we have already had a significant amount of traction just within the past 4 days.
And so, introducing our team of Rescraper founders, each with their own capabilities and experiences.
So currently, we have people ranging from being a store owner themselves or working with those store owners in craft clubs and crochet clubs, etc., while also having a financial manager to make sure that everything is insured and properly balanced.
Our shipping logistics are taken care of by our experienced shipper, and our original designs are created by a versatile artist.
The necessities, however, include web development, financial consulting, hosting and licensing, as well as operations costs. And adding everything up would lead to a total of $10,100.
And finally, our overview. The solution of Rescraper is not only sustainable, but it's largely beneficial for both parties, resellers and Rescrappers alike.
Thank you. And together, let's turn one person's scraps into another person's craft.
Thank you, Rescraper. Let's open it up for judges. Questions?
Hi, Roxy and Lauren. Great job. I thought this idea was really clever. Would love to connect with you and see if I could be helpful as someone who sold items on Etsy as well as e-commerce and Kickstarter. I would love to know if you've considered kind of the local pickup option. For example, when you've got a $2 piece of scrap, but let's say that you're in Seattle and you're like, oh, well, I can pick up this item. I'm nearby. I'd rather do that than pay, $6 for shipping. Have you thought about your kind of local strategy?
Yeah, I can take this question. Oh. Do you want to say it, Roxy?
Yeah, sure. So, of course, picking it up locally would be an amazing alternative. And there is some stuff that we need to consider before picking up locally, for example, like safety options and, of course, making sure that it's just, accessible for everyone. And so far we've been focusing on shipping, but I do see that as definitely a platform or a path that we could take in the future.
And just to add on to that, we did originally have that as like a future expansion model. So once we have all of our resellers and rescrappers secured and make sure that it is a safe alternative, because obviously we don't want anyone to be targeted any sort of dangerous way, we definitely want to use that. But we also want to build our user base first so that there is a more likelihood that you'll find someone locally or closer to you.
Awesome. Second question for me is, how would you be able to help your users distinguish between the quality levels or trustability levels of different sellers?
Right, I can go ahead and
I think someone's audio is, oh, okay, there we go. To distinguish between them and to make sure that, let's say that there's a home with, fleas in it and, like all of their scraps have, bugs in them, right? So how would you help your users distinguish between the quality of different sellers?
I can go ahead and take this one. So before the listing is open, live, and publicly, we do have to approve them. Obviously, as our marketplace grows, we're probably going to have more people to take care of that. But right now, we are making sure that the listings are approved in the first place to make sure the quality is there. And as well as once you purchase something from a buyer and you receive it, you can also leave a review. So that feature is kind of similar to Mercari, where the purchase or transaction isn't complete until the person leaves their review, and therefore people can also look at the past reviews of this reseller to see the quality and whether or not they'd like to purchase from them.
Hi, I have a question. So kind of my experience is kind of, I've used eBay and I've used Facebook Marketplace before. I don't have much experience with art, but a big kind of difference between the two has been that eBay provides buyer protection and Facebook does not. So I'm kind of wondering if you guys plan to offer any sort of buyer protection or how you guys plan to manage that. I know that I feel more comfortable buying with eBay because I know that if something goes wrong in the process, I can always get a refund and I'm always protected by that.
Mm-hmm. Sure. So I can take this one actually. We actually operate on a very similar structure and model to eBay, where we do have a payment system that's very it's managed by Stripe, which is a very accountable platform, and we do sort of ensure that the buyers get their products and their shipping is processed and they're not necessarily at risk for anything that might be at risk for in something like Facebook Marketplace.
So does that mean that you as a company assume the liability if something goes wrong in the process?
Yes.
Got it. So kind of you mentioned that competitors have higher fees, and I think a part of that is kind of to save some money on the side for basically buyer's insurance, or whatever you want to call it. So how do you think you can compete with lower margins while still providing buyer's protection, which is a pretty big liability?
I can go ahead and take this one. So the reason why we chose to have a lower fee is to make sure that we get obviously a users base first. We would like to grow that. And as we get more users, we do plan on increasing the fee as a lot of other marketplaces do. But the main difference between the competitive market fee and what we're offering, that difference is mostly cut out from like our own like operations amount, etc. So it's not really taking away from how much is going to be spent on buyer protection. It's more what we're putting into it.
Got it. That's a great answer. Thank you.
Are there
any last questions? Great. Thank you, Rescraper.
Thank you so much.
Hi, My name is Suved, and today I'll be presenting Crescendo, an online marketplace platform to rent second-hand instruments. Our goal at Crescendo is to help anyone with a passion and curiosity for music to explore it. Meet Molly, a student at Mills College. Mills is facing severe financial issues and is on the verge of closing its renowned instrumental program. This means that passionate students like Molly will no longer be able to pursue their love for music through the school's program. From the 100 people we interviewed, expensive instruments are the #1 reason that aspiring musicians put their dreams on hold. We cannot sit idly by as the joy of music is stripped away from passionate people. And that's where Crescendo comes in. There are 2 key elements that define our platform. We understand the importance of human connection, and that's why we provide a seamless way for music enthusiasts to interact and rent instruments on our platform. Our service is based on the relationship between the renter and rentee, with Crescendo simply acting as an intermediary. But the equation would never be complete without the accessibility to affordable instruments. That's why our options of in-person interactions and shipping methods enable music lovers to easily exchange passion one instrument at a time. In terms of business model, we're looking to charge 15% per rental transaction, and we have reached this figure by modeling after marketplace platforms such as Amazon. Now, for the process of renting an instrument, you can click the Explore drop-down menu and click on the instrument category you're interested in. Then go ahead and click on an instrument you're interested in renting out. Check out the general information, put in your preferred dates, and go ahead and click Instant Book. And the last step is to fill out your billing details, and you can proceed to PayPal and complete the transaction from there. And you're done. Now, instead of renting, for the process of listing an instrument, the first step is to click the Post Listing button in the top right corner. After that, click on an instrument category you're interested in, and you can put in some logistical information regarding the instrument, and you're ready to publish. As simple as that. Now, let's look at the market. So as of right now, the total available market for the instrumental marketplace is valued at $7.5 billion and is expected to grow in the next coming years. And we believe that we can capture 15 million of this marketplace because there's minimal competition in the rentals industry. Our rental persona is college students who have idle instruments lying around and are seeking to get some passive income. And our rentee demographic is high school students who just want to explore their musical passions without really committing to anything. Competitive advantage. Unlike Reverb, Crescendo offers far more affordable prices for similar instrument models. And unlike Reverb, our user interface is very easy to use and also provides a larger variety of instruments such as strings, keyboards, and even DJ equipment. On to traction. We have users listing instruments from Dubai all the way to Canada, creating and putting into place a cohesive global network. And in only 4 days, we've had 23 total posted listings as well as 21 successful transactions. So we're just getting started. And in terms of revenue, we have facilitated over $800 in rental transactions through our platform. That's where future growth comes in. By October 2021, we hope to launch our marketing plan and gain over 1,000 transactions. By winter 2022, we are hoping to target large music hotspots such as Nashville, the LA, and New York City, and run extensive promotion campaigns there. And by spring of 2022, we hope to launch the app version of our product and incorporate the buying and renting feature. Oops. Okay. And let's meet our team. With over 4 active musicians on the team, we go beyond our experiences in designing, marketing, and finance, ranging from performing at Carnegie Hall to listening to over 1,000 hours on Spotify. Our team is in perfect harmony with the world of music. So judges, we are seeking $35,000 total in funding. $5,000 of it will go to inorganic marketing, such as ads and promotions. $10,000 of it will go to operational costs, such as employee salaries, and $20,000 will go to app development. And these funds would allow us to exponentially grow and set the goals we have set for ourselves. So ultimately, we want people to pursue their musical dreams with affordable but quality instruments whenever they want and wherever they are. So judges, let's bring the joy of music to everyone. Thank you.
Thanks, Suved. Judges, do you have any questions?
Yes. Love this. Many questions. So first off, you mentioned you had people using this in different cities. Can you just talk to me a little bit about why you chose like a multi-city, like multi-country rollout versus, an individual college or high school?
Yeah, so our platform is we're not looking to specifically target institutions at the time being. We're going to be starting with more individuals, and part of our marketing was also through our personal contacts and network, and we were able to get people from multiple countries. But yeah, part of in the future we'll also be focusing on select cities. Yes.
Okay, so just as context, that's why I'm asking this question is, when you hyper focus on one small area, you can recreate the network effects as if it were operating in a larger area, which is why a lot of companies choose city-based rollouts, or social networks have chosen, for example, college-based rollouts, because if you can prove that you have a certain percentage of a college population using the product, you could very easily raise money, as it's very obvious that you can scale that to like more populations by just starting small. So fairly often it feels like starting small is the wrong idea because your market opportunity is limited, but truthfully proving out to something on a very small scale is often extremely valuable and will actually get you to market faster, because you can learn a lot more from your users a lot quicker.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, and then secondly, I was curious, how are people solving for this today? Because this is obviously, I love the idea. Like if you need an instrument that you don't have access to, what is the thing you do today?
Well, at the moment, if you want an instrument, generally people get scared by looking at the price tag, and they end up just having to purchase it, and they might not like it. So like, there's not really that many. I mean, there are some for competitors, but they have their UI and some other factors are just not very easy to use. So that's where we sort of come in, and we make it sort of easy for them to just try out some instruments without really committing to them. But at the moment, I don't think there's any like substantial ways to like really try out instruments and just without committing to them.
Okay. There are no the same way that you go to a library for a book. Like there are absolutely no way to get access to a musical instrument in the way that you're proposing right now.
Besides just like one of our competitors, the majority of platforms available right now for musical instruments only incorporate buying and selling, not the renting feature, which is sort of what we offer. So yeah.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah, no problem.
Any other questions? All right, yeah.
Yeah. Hi. So first of all, this is pretty cool. The best way I think to explain this would be Airbnb for instruments or Turo for instruments. If any of you have heard of Turo.
Yeah, that's actually very funny. In our original script, we did have the Airbnb for instruments line.
Got it. So kind of to touch a bit on Pim's question earlier, you said there weren't really any options to rent. Do you know if kind of there's an option to do this through local shops but not an online platform, or is this something that isn't available at all?
So I think so with local shops, from the research we did, I don't think there were really that many things in local shops. But I think also what sort of differentiates us from the local shop is that we're more of a platform connecting people, because the local shops will just be selling their own instruments for rent, but we're sort of really setting people up to interact with each other and sort of do it that way. So yeah.
Got it. So my next question, how will you deal with sharing instruments that have, I know some instruments have like a personal like piece, such as
the mouthpiece.
trumpets, the mouthpiece. How will you deal with sharing those?
Yeah, so part of our community guidelines is that in transactions involving like brass instruments with mouthpieces, those mouthpieces are not included in the transaction, so it'll be down to the buyer to get them. Yeah.
Got it. That makes sense. And how will you deal with kind of people stealing instruments? Will you kind of offer insurance and take the liability there, or how?
Yeah. So in regards to that, part of the purchase a person makes is like they they put in a security deposit, which acts as sort of a safeguard, and then that amount of money is just returned to the buyer, just to prevent that sort of stuff.
Yeah. So one thing that's kind of with deposits, I personally hate deposits, but since your kind of demographic is people that are, don't have a lot of money, I think a deposit might be a bit difficult to cash in.
Right.
So I'm wondering if you think there's any alternative there that could work. For example, I know that Airbnb offers insurance to the people listing their property.
Right.
So a small amount of the fee goes towards that.
Okay, I think that's definitely worth looking into for us in the future. Yeah. Makes sense. Thank you.
Got it. And kind of how do you plan to prevent spam and just people listing stupid stuff? And how do you plan to ensure the quality of listings as well?
In regards to that, I mean, for the time being, I think it's a very small company, just a startup. So I think we'll be sort of manually deleting spam. But once we sort of expand and we maybe get the app development stuff going, we could probably somebody who will develop it for us will sort of have an automated way to just just delete that stuff. But for the time being, we'll be handling it manually.
Got it. Makes sense. AI is the future. So, but I'd love to kind of hear more about Reverb. You said you provide a lower price, and they're your main competitor. Can you tell me more about them?
Yeah. So Reverb is interesting. They do actually buying and selling. So they're not completely similar to us, but in terms of just like looking at the prices, I mean, on average, we've seen from some of we're comparing like similar instrument models such as like a certain guitar and stuff. It seems that they just seem to offer like way higher prices, and our like day-to-day prices just end up being lower for the length of the transactions.
Got it. So they don't do any renting. So
I can talk about finish. No, they don't. Yeah, they don't really. No.
Got it. So kind of, can you tell me a bit? You kind of mentioned a lot of growth. My last question is, what kind of marketing plans do you have to facilitate that growth?
So yeah, one thing I touched upon was like the paid promotions. We have been doing that recently as well, and I think it's been working for us really well. So I think just aside from like personal contacts, I think paid promotions like Facebook ads and stuff, I think those are a very viable way for us to expand and get people onto our site and transact.
Got it. That's all from me. Thank you so much.
Cool. Thank you.
Thank you, Suved and Crescendo. Let's go with the next and final team.
Hi everyone, I'm Sophie Young.
And I'm Yu Hao, and we are a part of PairSports,
an app that connects sport lovers together. So when I was younger, I used to love to play soccer. It was my favorite thing to do on a Saturday morning. My mom would drive me there and I'll have so much fun with my friends. However, I moved cities as I grew up, and I wasn't able to fit into the soccer community there. So my interest in soccer dwindled, and then eventually I had to stop playing. I lost a lot of opportunities because I stopped playing soccer. Not only did I stop playing a sport that I loved, I also lost out on opportunities to make new friends, make new memories, and live a healthier lifestyle. I'm not alone here. 70% of children quit playing a sport by age 13, according to the Washington Post. So, what is contributing to this problem? There are two main factors. First, people can't find a supportive community to play sports with, and they can't find the right venues to play sports at.
Introducing PairSports. We help you to find your community to play with and the right venues to play at. And we do this through 3 simple steps: match, chat, and play. Match. After entering information such as your area and time, we will match you with other people based on your preference. Chat. After you get matched to someone, chat to get to know other players. And after you have confirmed your match, you can now have fun and play.
You can access our MVP from our landing page by clicking on Become a Beta Tester Now.
All right, here is a demo of our beta. You put your name in, your gender, how old you are, what sports you want to play, the level, and then your zip code. And then you put in your contact information, so every time you get matched, we will contact you.
And here is what sets us apart. Unlike our competitors who focus on the older demographic, we focus on a younger group such as high schoolers and college students. We have way more sporting options for them to choose from. And just after 5 days of launching our product, we have been able to obtain 163 signups and obtain 21 matches. And we are ready to expand our marketing campaign.
We are operating on a freemium business model. We have 2 versions for our consumers. First, for the free version, you'll have to watch an ad every time you get paired, and you're only limited to 2 pairs each week. But for $10 per month and $90 a year, you can access our premium version, where there will be a guarantee of no ads and unlimited matching. You'll also be able to create leagues with your friends to compete with other leagues to earn exclusive prizes. For sporting venue owners, we also have an affiliate program where we help to promote your sporting venue on our platform to our consumers. And in exchange, we will take 10% commission fee for every sporting venue that is booked.
And from 2020 to 2021, the sports market has grown at a rate of 14%. With the current market valued at $440 billion, it is expected to reach over $600 billion by 2025.
Because of the fast expanding market, we think this is the perfect time to jump in with our product. This is our plan for our company for the next 8 years. By next year, we hope to have 5,000 users in Boston area. In 5 years, we hope to have 500,000 users across the United States. And in 8 years, we plan to expand to Asian countries like Taiwan. We need 65,000 in funding. With this 65,000, we'll be able to spend 25,000 on app development, 15,000 on operating costs, and 25,000 on marketing.
And we believe that we are the best team to launch this product because we're all very passionate about creating a supportive sports community. Not only that, we are also willing to take risks and have great experiences in marketing, business strategy, and many more.
We need to make sure that what happened to me with my soccer experience doesn't happen to another sport lover. With PairSports, our goal is to make sure every sport lover finds the community they need to play the sport they love.
Thank you, and let's now match sports lovers together.
Hi, so I think the first thing that comes to mind is sort of security concerns. Anyone can kind of list a match and do whatever they want. So how are you guys going to prevent that? How is that going to look like?
Okay, so I can take that question. So on security concerns right now. So what are the security concerns is, so right now we're manually matching people as the app gets developed, which means that we're having users sign a terms of services, which shifts the liability off us, but we understand it's not a long-term solution. So what we're doing is, as our app gets developed, we're going to implement security features such as becoming verified users to make sure that random people are to make sure unsafe incidents don't happen. So we're also adding a review system, which means you can put reviews on people, which basically lets you see. I mean, it's not a perfect solution, but it is a deterrent to avoid unsafe situations. So a review system as well as verified users.
Got it. Thank you.
Right. Any other questions?
So just, this idea has been tried quite a lot. So I'm curious, what have you learned from the existing approaches and what are you going to do differently? Yeah, we'd love to hear that.
Okay, so yeah, so me and Zengage will both take this question, but it's so like yeah, of course there are other apps out there that have done this before. Like we gave some examples in our competition side, but like one of the things that we're making different is like a lot of these apps currently focus on the older demographic of adults, while we're focusing on high school students as well as college students. So that's what we're focusing on. And one reason we're focusing on that is because we see that demographic as having more time to play sports than adults. Because if you focus on adults, they have jobs, which means the demographic. It's for the first thing, it's the demographic. The second thing would be the variation in sports we have. So what we're doing is we're giving a lot of sports options for them to play with. Yes, again?
Like, so for basketball, you could just, I suppose you could just go to the park and play pickup, but that's not always like guaranteed. And for tennis, sports like that, you kind of need to plan something in advance. So we offer more sporting options, whereas another app would only offer one sporting option.
So I guess the question isn't necessarily, this is more of like which users you're targeting. I'm curious, this has been tried as well for specific populations like high sport, like high school or college. I'm just like, I'm curious from an execution perspective, what have you learned from what the other apps were doing wrong? Like, I'm just curious of like how much you've studied the market and how much you know about who you're up against.
Okay, so yeah, so on what we learned from competitors, well, yeah, so like we did a competitive research. We went down with the apps and we did some tests on them, and I think one of the major things we learned is that like a lot of the other apps we used, there was a community in place, but it wasn't being well maintained. Like then there were few users actively playing. So like I guess one of the main things we learned from our competitors is that like we have to work really hard to develop a community and not just person A can match with person B. We have to develop a community of sports lovers to go together. That's one of the things we learned from like our competitors. When we
do most of your competitors focus on a single sport, or do they focus on multiple sports?
Most of our competitors. For most of the competitors we've looked at, there are a lot of apps out there, but I would say most of them try to focus on specific sports, like an app for basketball, an app for something else, an app for basketball, an app for tennis, stuff like that.
Why do you think they do that?
Why do you think we do that? One of the reasons they do that is because it gives them a smaller market to focus on. If you focus on basketball, it means they can put more resources in that. But one of the main reasons we didn't go with that approach is that we felt that it really restricts your user base. So just like basically the way we saw it is we believe that we would create an app that will allow us to focus on many sports while still maintaining the user base that they get with a smaller demographic. So yeah.
Just as a learning point, every single platform usually starts with solving one problem really well for one specific type of user and then expand from there. Now, if you find a common pattern between different sports, then maybe there's a solution, but there's probably a reason why these apps are going, sport specific. Would love to see this sort of rolled out, maybe starting with the sport that that one, the problem is the biggest for, and second, a very clearly identified region or audience where this problem is the largest. For example, some like things like weather patterns could make it more difficult to organize sports, right? So you could have a unique value proposition that integrates with weather services. Something that makes it unique and specifically for a specific audience is like almost always how you get your first set of users.
Sorry, I missed something when I was going before. So one of the things we did notice on our competitors, a lot of them just matched. So we decided to go further. So something that's also a feature of ours is we also helped them find sporting venues to play at, like different places to play at. So that's one of the defining factors for us in comparison.
That's a great feature. I think that's that is very that is a big problem that I've had with these other apps. It's always a problem. Cool, awesome.
Any other questions? Cool. Thank you, PairSports. Great. That was the last company, the last team. Everyone did an amazing job. As you can see, they really put in the work. And what's amazing to me and to everyone here at Leangap, mentors, staff, speakers, is that all this work that you just saw was accomplished in a month. That's it. Just 1 month is really all it took them to accomplish something real, to really have an impact in the world, in their potential customers, in their potential users, in their actual users, and in their actual customers. That work, from ideation to creation to launch to sales, which is really what differentiates a project from a company, the sales. They are not doing business plans, they are not doing simulations. Everything that you saw, that you just heard, is real. So what will happen now is the judges are going to a separate room to deliberate, to really, vote and discuss which company, which team they feel that they should be named one of the most outstanding company in this batch. And it's really important to mention that it doesn't really mean that just because that particular company is the most outstanding, it doesn't mean that they are most likely to succeed, or they are most likely to get investment, or they are the best overall, or the best pitch, or whatever. It's really just like the judges consider that, given the time, given the product, given the feasibility of the product, given the results on their traction, like download, sales, visits, etc., they feel that they have moved the business forward. They move the needle, which is something that we encourage our entrepreneurs to do. We don't encourage them to just have the best pitch, because they might be good pitchers but not great entrepreneurs. And we're also not only focusing on product building, because if you build a product and you can't sell it, then there's no point in building it in the first place. So it's a combination of all those factors. And the company that the judges will choose, they feel, they really balanced and moved the company forward, one step ahead. But that, by all means, doesn't really mean that that the rest of the companies are bad or similar. It doesn't. In the past, we've seen that companies that don't get chosen by the judges are the ones that usually outperform the rest when they continue with their business. So it's not a metric. It's just a way to validate what the teenagers, what our students did throughout this month, and really give them that kind of feedback. Any type of feedback is good. If you didn't get chosen, it's good feedback. If you do get chosen, it's good feedback as well. At the end of the day, everything that we're doing is helping our entrepreneurs grow. And that's really the point of the judges as well. So I think we have a consensus. I'm gonna go to the judges, and they can let us know what happened.
All right. So I'm sure all of you are excited to know who the runner-up is. It's been very fun listening to all of you present. I think everyone did a good job. But my runner-up pick is going to be Dubium. And the reason for that is that I really like that it's a unique platform that solves for kind of a specific problem. I think I personally really like kind of platforms that are very purpose specific and solve for a specific problem. And I think you guys can provide a really unique perspective on that problem and implement a lot of features and moderation that is very specific to that other platforms can't provide. So yeah, been very awesome, and thank you.
Thank you, Yoav. So Dubium got chosen as a runner-up. Congratulations to Dubium. Now we'll hear from Pim, who's the judge's choice.
So first off, the way we or I did my judges is I held it to the same standards that I would hold any company presenting for an investment, which means that you are all very far ahead of the average people your age and doing just phenomenal things. So all the presentations I thought were strong. I think keep doing what you're doing. And I will try to explain who the winner is and also why. So the winner is Crescendo. And the reasons why this one was picked is that I think it solves a very clear personal problem for the people that came up with the idea, but not only had they demonstrated the ability to clearly come up with both a problem and a solution to a personal problem, I think that the problem also has clear adjacency in other markets that has shown that these types of solutions are actually viable businesses if executed properly. I think there are very clear ways to execute this. As Yoav mentioned, partnering with local music stores, you have an incredible way to get that thing to market very quickly. And you went out of your way to already get both revenue and users. I think if you're looking for investment, an idea and a concept are 10% of the work, and the actual execution and getting users is 90% of the work, which is why Crescendo was set apart from every other solution for me and for I think the rest of the judges as well. So I think having such a clear solution to a personal problem that is then also executed with simplicity is how you start often big communities and big businesses. It doesn't have to be big right out the gate. It can start extremely small and you can just gradually increment from there. So great job. Hoping to see great things from you. And I mean this if I say this to the Crescendo team. You were so good that if you were an actual investment presentation, I would give you money. So if you are going to raise money for this, you know where to find me.
Well, thanks, Pim. Congratulations, Crescendo. You heard him. If you want your first investment, go send him an email, call him, and do anything you can to annoy him enough to give you some seed investment. Congratulations to Dubium, to Crescendo for being the judge's choice. And like I mentioned earlier, it doesn't really mean that they are better than the rest. It just means that when confronted with real world, the judges feel that these companies have a better chance. They have a better chance to hold their ground in the real world. The rest of the companies need to get a little bit stronger to accomplish that. So congratulations to everyone. Really, this is the last day. You did it. You made it. Everyone should celebrate, because it's not a matter of who got first or who got last. Actually, we all helped each other. Every team helped each other in any way that they could, because it's not a competition. We're all here to make an impact, to grow as human beings, to really build something of impact that can get us further in life. Whether that is a college, a specific college, or a job, or a company even, or starting your entrepreneurial journey, whatever. We're all here to accomplish something else, something extraordinary. And I think I can speak for everyone here. They all did. They all accomplished something extraordinary. So congratulations, everyone, for finishing your journey. And I want to also, congratulate the mentors that we had this year. They are really what makes Leangap tick. They are really the heart and soul of Leangap and what makes Leangap so unique. Our value proposition here at Leangap is that we are not professors, we are not in academia, we are not teachers, we are really entrepreneurs. We have walked the path that our students want to embark on. We are entrepreneurs, we are founders, we are engineers, we are technologists, we are designers, marketers, managers. We are really here to guide them into a journey that we have already walked several times. And that's why Leangap is so unique, because we get to walk again with the students by our side. Our students, we don't teach them via lectures or PowerPoint slides or books or similar. Their learning experience really comes from the real world. And it's all possible thanks to these people that you're looking at on the screen. So thank you for everyone to give their time, your time to the students as well as the judges, because we are not teachers, we're not professors. It means that we have jobs, we have companies to run, we have companies that we work for, we have our own businesses, and these mentors take time out of their busy lives, out of their jobs, out of their companies to really get in there with our students. They slept at 2 a.m., 3 a.m., just like our students, just to polish the pitch, to get more sales, to create a better product, everything, to build it, to launch it. The mentors were really, pouring their heart and soul into the teams and the students. And I think they are really what makes Leangap. So thank you very much, mentors, for giving your all, because we all saw it, the students saw it, felt it. So thank you very much, mentors. I also want to thank our partners. We as Leangap, we get help, we get support from several companies as well, and organizations, that really want to see our students succeed, just like we do. So I really want to thank GoDaddy for providing domains and website builders to our students. Thank you to Webflow for providing the tools to launch something into the real world. Thank you for Icons 8 for giving the students that eye candy that really gets the customers to click something, the users to sign up. Thank you very much. Thank you to Crimson for preparing our students to their next stage, to the college stage. Thank you for supporting them. Thank you, Canva, for providing us with the tools so that our students can create beautiful designs. Thank you to Clerky for supporting our students when they want to take the next step, which is incorporating their company, and making all the legal documentation. Thank you, Clerky, for being a really solid next step. Thank you as well to Conrad Challenge and Diamond Challenge. one of the things that any teenager in the world can do to really grow as a person as well, solidify their skills, is joining either Conrad Challenge and Diamond Challenge. Like, they are not mutually exclusive. I think they really complement each other really well, and anyone that attends these two pitching competitions will only grow as a person, as a pitcher, as a salesman, saleswoman, as a product builder, everything. So thank you very much, Conrad, Diamond, for letting us touch your the future of your students and letting our students join you. Thank you very much. I do want to end up by mentioning our forward fund. Leangap is not only committed to seeing our students succeed in these past 4 or 5 weeks. We really want to see them succeed throughout their whole life. And one way we do that is with the forward fund. The forward fund is a grant of up to $5,000 for Leangap companies with significant traction that are still in operation after 6 months. So right now it's July. So if after 6 months the companies are that are still operational, can show significant traction, they are eligible to receive a grant of up to $5,000. This grant is a grant. It's not an investment. It's totally equity free. They can do whatever they want with the money. It's just our way to really push them forward and really empower them to continue their journey. With that said, I want to, on behalf of all of us at Leangap, I really want to say thank you for being part of our community. Thank you for being here. Thank you to the students for embarking on a journey that they didn't know where it would end up. Thank you for trusting Leangap. Thank you for letting us support you in something so important to you, which is your growth path. Your one of your most important stages in life. Thank you for letting us being part of that. Thank you for you, the viewer who is watching this. Thank you for being part of the audience, which is as important to the students as the judges. Thank you to the staff. Thank you to the mentors, to everyone that really makes this possible. Hopefully next year, ideally, possibly, we meet in person if a new variant of COVID doesn't mutate or something. Hopefully we'll run Leangap in person. Maybe we'll run both an in-person and a remote program, because they both provide things that are important to both groups. Not everyone can travel all the way to San Francisco, and there's people that want to have the in-person experience as well. So I think we've really proven that an online program has the same results, the same impact as an in-person program. So we really want to invest in that and provide our potential students, our potential entrepreneurs, with both options so that they can choose. Thank you very much for being here, and we'll see you soon.